Ever wondered why the richest 1% seem to have money flowing effortlessly, while most people are stuck living paycheck to paycheck? Think about it. These people aren't just lucky, and they're not just born into money. They operate on an entirely different wavelength. While the average person is juggling bills, stress, and living for the next payday, the ultra wealthy are playing an entirely different game. They don't hustle harder. They think smarter. They build systems. They automate growth. They protect what they earn and expand it without being chained to a 9 to 5 grind. And today, we're peeling back the curtain. No fluff, no get-rich-quick nonsense. This is about the actual frameworks, the mindset shifts, and the invisible mechanics that power long-term wealth. If you've ever felt like the game was rigged, this is how you start learning to play it better. If that sounds like the kind of edge you've been looking for, hit that subscribe button. But only if this is genuinely interesting and useful to you. Let's dive in. The biggest difference isn't money, it's mindset. While most people think in terms of hours, effort, and paychecks, the 1% operate in a completely different dimension. They think in systems, in leverage, and in compounding results that stretch across years, not weeks. To them, money isn't just paper, it's an employee. Every dollar has a job. To go out, generate more value, and come back stronger. They ask questions like, how can I turn this into something that pays me forever? They don't look at expenses the same way. They look at cash flow, opportunity, and scale. Time, they respect it, but they don't sell it. They trade it up, investing hours into building machines, businesses, digital assets, investment portfolios, intellectual property. These machines run 24/7, even while they sleep. That's the game changer. This shift in mindset doesn't just affect their money. It changes how they see risk. It shapes their confidence. It transforms their goals. Where most people settle for more hours to earn more dollars, the 1% engineer systems that multiply value without multiplying effort. It's not about luck. It's about thinking differently. And once that switch flips, your entire financial trajectory can change. Traditional budgeting focuses on what you can't spend. It's restrictive and often stressful. Every purchase feels like a sacrifice. But the 1% tend to flip that on its head. They budget based on purpose, not pressure. Their spending aligns with long-term outcomes, not short-term impulses. Instead of tracking every latte, they ask, how do I make sure my money builds something greater than comfort? They allocate toward growth first, education, investments, or tools that generate future income. Once those goals are funded, lifestyle spending becomes secondary. That subtle shift creates real momentum. Their financial structure becomes a self-operating system, automated transfers into growth buckets, pre-scheduled check-ins, and personal guardrails that reduce stress and eliminate guesswork. They don't wait to save what's left. They save and invest first. That changes everything. And here's the powerful part. It's not about restriction. It's about alignment. It's about directing money with intention toward things that build, not just spend. That's what turns budgeting into a tool for growth, not a list of don'ts. If you're learning something new already, drop a like so YouTube shows it to more people. Wealthy individuals think in terms of decades, not weeks. They take a multi-generational view of wealth, often planning not just for their own financial future, but for their children and even grandchildren. This long horizon gives them the patience to stick with investments through short-term turbulence and make decisions based on long-term outcomes rather than immediate gratification. They spread their resources across different asset classes, stocks, real estate, businesses, and sometimes even art or collectibles, balancing risk with resilience. Diversification isn't just about having different investments, but about understanding how those assets behave in different market conditions and how they work together to create a stable, upward trajectory. Instead of chasing the hottest trend, they build a core foundation of dependable, time-tested holdings, and then strategically explore opportunities that may offer higher upside. Risk isn't eliminated, but it's carefully managed and balanced against dependable income sources. They also tend to use legal and financial structures such as trusts, holding companies, and insurance strategies to preserve and shield their wealth from volatility, taxation, or legal liabilities. The goal isn't just to grow, but to protect, transfer, and expand that wealth systematically. They know that wealth isn't just built, it's engineered and safeguarded through thoughtful planning and structural advantage. The wealthy often build tiny, consistent habits that compound over time. What might look small or insignificant in the moment becomes powerful when repeated daily. They prioritize lifelong learning, making it a habit to read, listen to insightful content, or reflect on past decisions, with the goal of always improving. Weekly financial check-ins become routine, allowing them to spot patterns, adjust course, and remain proactive rather than reactive. They don't always make flashy moves or jump on trends, but they rarely stagnate. Instead, they believe in marginal gains, the idea that a 1% improvement each day creates massive change over time. These incremental habits become the foundation of long-term stability and growth. Even outside of money, this mindset spills into their approach to time, energy, health, and relationships. Calendar blocks for focused work, consistent sleep schedules, meal prep, and exercise routines, all these are structured with purpose. Every element of their life is oriented to support their long-term goals, reinforcing the systems that help wealth and well-being compound steadily and sustainably. Most people make money decisions emotionally, based on fear, urgency, or impulse. The wealthy rely on decision-making frameworks that emphasize clarity, control, and consequences. They step back before reacting. They ask critical questions. What's the opportunity cost? What's the downside risk? What would this look like in 5 years? This level of thinking allows them to navigate financial decisions with perspective, not panic. The goal isn't perfection. It's building a track record of more right moves than wrong ones. And over time, that creates a powerful compounding effect. The top 1% don't avoid mistakes completely, but they avoid the costly, avoidable ones. And they learn from everything else. They often use rules of thumb to stay disciplined. For example, they might limit speculative investments to a small percentage of total assets, or they delay new expenses until they've evaluated the long-term benefit. It's this strategic restraint, not just bold action, that often leads to sustainable wealth. Wealth isn't built through a single strategy. It's the outcome of an ecosystem, a layered network of habits, choices, and well-placed systems that reinforce each other over time. Think of it like a flywheel. Mindset gets it turning, structure keeps it steady, habits build momentum, and strategy helps avoid the major setbacks that can slow everything down. When these components work in harmony, growth accelerates, almost invisibly at first, then exponentially. There's no universal blueprint, no guaranteed formula. But the patterns are clear: discipline over time, consistency even when it's hard, and an intentional focus on the future rather than the moment. Real wealth comes from aligning your energy and resources with a long-term vision and letting that alignment guide daily behavior. That's what separates sustainable success from temporary gain. To recap, shift your mindset from earning to building. Create structure and systems around money. Think long-term and reduce impulsive decisions. Focus on alignment, making your money serve your goals. There's no guarantee of becoming the top 1%, but there is a clear difference in how they approach money. If you want to level up your financial game, it starts with perspective. Thanks for watching. This is BytePlain. And if this was valuable, subscribe for more videos that help you understand how money really works.